Happy New Year. It's now 2023, and I thought this article was interesting. It's by Forbes, and it is the top 10 tech trends in 2023 everyone must be ready for. So I thought I'd read through this because it gets interesting. It says AI everywhere. That's number one. In 2023, artificial intelligence will become real in organizations. No code AI, which with its easy drag and drop interfaces, will enable any business to leverage its power to create more intelligent products and services. Well, of course. We're already seeing this trend in the retail market. Stitch Fix uses AI enabled algorithms to recommend clothes to its customers. That matches their size and tastes. Contactless, autonomous shopping and delivery will also be a huge trend for 2023. AI will make it easier for customers to pay for and receive goods and services. Yeah, I've noticed at our grocery store, we have giant stores here, and they're a decent sized chain of grocery stores. And they have just put in a pretty good amount of the parking spaces for ordering online and picking it up. And which is interesting here because nobody uses the ones that are already available. I have never seen anybody park in any store to receive goods because I live in a small town. People don't care to have other people shopping for them. It's just not the way it is here. You'd rather go into a store and buy the stuff yourself. It might be different in the cities where life is more hustle and bustle, but not here. And not in other small towns either, I don't believe. But they're going to push people. Something's going to happen, and people are going to be pushed into having no choice but to use these options. At least that's what I believe. It says AI will also augment nearly every job and every business process across industries. There we go. More retailers will use AI to manage and automate the complex inventory management process that happen behind the scenes. So convenience trends like buy online, pick up at curbside, buy online, pick up in store, and buy online, return in store will become standard. AI will also be the engine behind the newest autonomous delivery initiatives that retailers are piloting and rolling out. And more retail workers will need to get used to working alongside machines to do their job. Number two, parts of the metaverse will become real. And it's interesting to me, they want to make it sound like metaverse is doing horrible. And maybe it is in this country right now, but in other countries, it's doing absolutely wonderful. And it's like they don't want Americans to know how well it is doing. And I don't really understand why, but it says I don't particularly care for the term metaverse, but it becomes shorthand for a more immersive internet where we'll be able to work, play, and socialize on a persistent platform. Yeah. See, this is going to probably take the place of Zoom, which when people had to have their kids stay home from school because they were locked down, they had to use Zoom, and it didn't seem that very many people liked it. Even people I know personally that had kids that were on Zoom didn't like it. But it's going to be different with the metaverse, I believe. Experts predict that the metaverse will add $5 trillion to the global economy by 2030, and 2023 will be the year that defines the direction of the metaverse for the next decade. Now, does that sound like a company that's not doing very well? Augmented reality, or AR, and virtual reality, or VR, technology will continue to advance. One area to watch is the work environment in the metaverse. In 2023, I predict that we'll have more immersive meeting environments where we can talk, brainstorm, and co-create together. In fact, Microsoft and NVIDIA are already developing metaverse platforms for collaborating on digital projects. We'll also see more advanced avatar technology in the new year. An avatar, the presence we project as we engage with other users in the metaverse, could look exactly like we do in the real world. And motion capture will even enable our avatars to adopt our unique body language and gestures. And this is what I believe. I have said it before. This transgender movement is all about transhumanism. One leads into another. And people, the masses, have to accept one in order to accept the other. It says we also might see further development in AI-enabled autonomous avatars that can act as our representatives in the metaverse, even if we're not logged into the digital world. Did you catch that? Even if you're not logged into the digital world, these AI avatars can act as our representatives. Now, that takes a lot of information on people to trust that AI could act as a representative of an individual person. That's actually saying a lot, I think. Companies are already using metaverse technologies like AR and VR to conduct training and onboarding, and this trend will accelerate in 2023. Consulting giant Accenture has already created a metaverse environment called the Nth Floor. This virtual world features replicas of real-world Accenture offices, so new hires and current employees can carry out HR-related tasks without needing to be present in a physical office. And see, that's something's going to have to change to have people stay at home to do their jobs, and I know COVID helped with that, but there's still a lot of people who have gone back into the work offices, and there's going to be something created that has to make people want to stay away and for companies to want their people to stay away. 3. Progress in Web3. Blockchain technology will also advance significantly in 2023 as companies create more decentralized products and services. For example, at the moment, we're storing everything in the cloud. But if we decentralize data storage and encrypt that data using blockchain, our information will not only be safer, but we'll have innovative ways to access and analyze it. Non-fungible tokens, or NFTs, will become more usable and practical in the new year. For example, NFT tickets to concerts will potentially give you access to backstage experiences and memorabilia. NFTs might be the keys we use to interact with many of the digital products and services we buy, or they could represent contracts we enter into with other parties. Bridging the digital and physical world, number 4. We're already seeing an emerging bridge between the digital and physical worlds, and this trend will continue in 2023. There are 2 components to this merger: digital twin technology and 3D printing. Digital twins are virtual simulations of real-world processes, operations, or products that can be used to test new ideas in a safe digital environment. Designers and engineers are using digital twins to recreate physical objects inside virtual worlds so they can test under every conceivable condition without the high cost of real-life experiments. In 2023, we'll see even more digital twins, from factories to machinery to cars to precision healthcare. After testing in the virtual world, engineers can tweak and edit components, then create them in the real world using 3D printing technology. For example, Formula One teams currently collect data transmitting from sensors during races, as well as racetrack temperatures and weather conditions to see how cars change during races. Then they stream the data from the sensors to digital twins of the engines and car components and run scenarios to make design changes on the fly. The teams then 3D print car parts based on the results of their testing. Increasingly edible nature. And yes, I'm sure this includes bugs. We will live in a world where we can make changes to material, plants, and even humans by editing them. And here we go. Nanotechnology will enable us to create materials with completely new features such as water resistance and self-healing capabilities. CRISPR-Cas9 has been around for a few years, but in 2023 we'll see gene editing technology accelerate to give us the increasing capability to edit nature by altering DNA. And yet they claim that, they can't change our DNA. If you, oh my goodness, if you get into conversations with people on the internet, it's like they have no idea what's going on in the world. At least that's been my experience. It says gene editing works a bit like word processing, where you can take some words out and add others in, but you can do it with genes. Gene editing can be used to correct DNA mutations, solve the problems of food allergies, increase the health of crops, or even edit human characteristics like eye and hair color. So see, they're going to make it seem like it's just such a wonderful thing for humanity. And, how else would they incorporate it into the world? They couldn't if people knew what it was really all about. And it is all about changing people from being a creation of God to being a creation of Satan or the beast system. 6, quantum progress. Right now there is a worldwide race to develop quantum computing at scale. Quantum computing, which uses subatomic particles to create new ways of processing and storing information, is a technological leap that's expected to bring us computers capable of operating a trillion times with a T, trillion times more quickly than the fastest traditional processors available today. The potential danger of quantum computing is that it could render our current encryption practices useless. So any nation that develops quantum computing at scale could break the encryption of other nations, businesses, security systems, and more. This is a trend to watch carefully in 2023 as countries like the US, UK, China, and Russia pour money into developing quantum computing technology. Progress in green technology. This is number 7. One of the biggest challenges the world is facing right now is putting the brakes on our carbon emissions so we can tackle the climate crisis. In 2023, look for continued progress around green hydrogen, a new clean-burning source of energy that produces close to zero greenhouse gas emissions. Shell and RWE, 2 major European energy companies, are creating the first major green pipeline from wind plants in the North Sea. We'll also see progress in the development of decentralized power grids. Distributed energy generation using this model provides a system of small power generators and storage that are located in communities or individual homes, so they can provide power even if the main grid is not available. Right now, our energy system is primarily dominated by huge gas and energy companies, but decentralized energy initiatives have the potential to democratize power worldwide while decreasing carbon emissions. Number 8, robots will become more human. In 2023, robots will become even more human-like or like humans in appearance and capability. These types of robots will be used in the real world as event greeters, bartenders, concierges, and companions for older adults. They'll also perform complex tasks in warehouses and factories as they work alongside humans in manufacturing and logistics. One company is working hard to create a human-like robot that will work in our homes. No thank you. At Tesla AI Day in September 2022, Elon Musk revealed 2 Optimus humanoid robot prototypes and said the company would be ready to take orders within the next 3 to 5 years. The robot can perform simple tasks like lifting items and watering plants. So perhaps soon we'll be able to have robot butlers that help around the house. Number 9, progress in autonomous system. Business leaders will continue making progress in creating autonomous systems, particularly around delivery and logistics. Many factories and warehouse workers have already become partially or fully autonomous. In 2023, we'll see even more self-driving trucks and ships. as well as delivery robots, and even more warehouses and factories will implement autonomous technology. Ocado, a British online supermarket that describes itself as the world's largest dedicated online grocery retailer, uses thousands of autonomous robots in its highly automated warehouse to sort, lift, and move groceries. And people don't think this is like a reality either. They think it's going to take decades to replace people. Well, they're already doing it. These people, these people just have no clue. The warehouse also uses AI to place the most popular items within easy reach of the robots. The Ocado company is now rolling out the autonomous technology behind their successful warehouses to other grocery retailers. Number 10, more sustainable technology. Finally, we'll see a push towards more sustainable technology in 2023. Many, if not most, of us are addicted to technology, like our smartphones, tablets, and computers. But where are the components coming from to manufacture our favorite gadgets? People will be thinking more about where rare earth components for things like computer chips originate and how we're consuming them. And I want to tell you something too. Where rare earth components originate, if you watch things like Ancient Aliens and I don't know if it's in other stuff too or not, if it's like in more mainstream, but they are saying that these rare earth materials come from outer space. So it's interesting that people are going to be thinking where these rare earth components come from. We're also using cloud services like Netflix and Spotify, which still run in huge data centers that consume vast amounts of energy. In 2023, we'll see a continued push towards making supply chains more transparent as consumers demand that the products and services they invest in are energy efficient and backed by more sustainable technology. So that's the top 10. This is from Forbes. Like I said, I will put a link in the description if you want to read it for yourself. But that was pretty interesting, I thought. As always, put your faith and trust in Jesus, repent of your sins, and have a blessed day.